You got a notification yet?
Hold on 1 minute.
Because now we're rocking.
It just came in right now.
Cool.
Okay, now share. And people, I'm going to share now. Okay, hold on.
Make sure you share the show. Yep. Yeah, I'm in the building. It's The Conversation. This is one I do every 2 weeks that I stream out from The Real Discussion. So the weather today right now is 72 degrees. It's raining now in New York City. And apparently our demise by hurricane has been greatly exaggerated. It's a drizzle outside. So if you want to go shopping and do whatever you got to do, you could. The winds have not happened. So that's kind of the deal. And that's the weather today in New York City. Traffic is light because everyone's scared to go outside. How is traffic for you coming in, Al? No problem, right? It was light,
I
right?
breezed in.
Yeah, because nobody's
I
out.
was waiting for this guy with the red hat. Okay, so once I got him, I said, I got 20 minutes to get there.
And he was here in 20 minutes.
Yeah, traffic is nothing. Traffic is nothing today. So here we go. All right. Good to see everybody. All right. Once again, this is The Conversation with Al Pizarro, Ty Dre, Randy, and Al Pizarro, and Rocky D is in the house sitting in for Ty Dre. Gary Fax is not here today. He apparently the hurricane got him. Apparently Hurricane Henry got him. Also Ty Dre apparently is in a boat or something wild is happening with him. He called. He's he's kayaking in front of his house because there's a flood or something going on from the invisible hurricane. So it didn't happen, y'all. It just didn't happen. The hurricane didn't happen. But what did happen is this week was a big week in hip hop. It was crazy. It was.
And what's the theme for today?
Today's theme is I don't know what's the theme.
The theme is okay. So hip hop. What now?
Right. That's it. Right. Okay. The theme. That's what I called the show too. Hip hop. What now? Right. We had a great week. We had a big week. It was a big week. It was, everybody came out. It was a lot of artists involved. But
man, I like the closed caption here, man.
Yeah, do you like that? Yeah. You can actually, yeah. We cater to the deaf. You know what I'm saying? Just in case. Yeah, we got closed caption going and everything. So, we can. We got to share. There you go. All right, Michael Fleming sharing. Thank you very much.
Michael Fleming.
And that's from the Humanity Coalition.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, and then we can see it. We can see it when they share. So we can see that. So the deal is this. I mean, big week in hip hop. Al, where do you see this thing going? Are you still sharing? If you're still sharing, I don't want to stop you sharing. It's very important.
Look, because I just go.
Okay. You gotta love the sound effects. I was like, I go. That's it. There you go. Yeah. I mean, first of all, what shows did you go to?
I went to the one in the Bronx.
Okay. So how was that?
So the BX show was very good, very well done. Everybody was, you had to show your vaccination. You got vaccinated. You got inside the inner group, and then the outside group were people who weren't vaccinated. But you could still see the show because they had their monitors and all that, and people could still see it.
Oh, nice.
You just wasn't up front close.
Thank you, Karen Shippney. What's up? Oh my God, let me say hello. I got to say hello to Karen. Hey, Karen. Karen's from the shadow. What's up, Karen? It's good to see you, man. I'm glad you tuned into the show. I don't normally get it. Ty Dre's calling in. Go ahead, back. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, who you got? You got Ty Dre calling?
He's calling in. I'm
good.
gonna put him on the board.
Yeah.
But keep going. Talk about it.
So, it's amazing to see these guys after, and I'm saying performing wise, 40-something years. And obviously, everybody was like, holy crap, here go, Whip a Whip, and here go Ruby D, and, and they're just like.
How was that show?
That was good. That was good.
Okay.
And see, somebody who can relate seeing them from before and seeing them now. Obviously, everybody has gotten older. Okay? And yeah. No filter for that. No filter. But the fact that when I was out, and I was outside at that point watching them perform, and everybody was just memorized. It like you could tell it brought people back.
Nice.
You know, and everybody was rapping with them like every single verse rock.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was repeating it. Wow. You know, that's like a good times, ain't no stopping us now, stuff like that. You know, songs like that you kind of know the words already and you're singing along. For hip hop, you really got to be into it to know the verses.
Yeah, for the Fantastic Five, because the deal is this: the Fantastic Five, Grand Wizard Theater on the Fantastic Five, they never actually made a record. You knew their routines because of the tapes. You heard the tapes. You knew the battle. You knew the Cold Crush versus Fantastic battle. You knew the routine. So for people to be repeating the rhymes, they were there. That means they were. Yeah. So did they have the same energy? You know, like what was it? I mean, I'm so mad I missed it.
They did not have the same energy.
All right, okay.
But they had energy.
Okay. Who was DJing? Who did Theodore DJ for them, or was it somebody else?
I'm trying to recall if it was Theodore. I think it was Theodore. I think Theodore was up there. Yeah.
Okay, because that would be the original group minus Dot Rock.
Right.
Right, because Dot passed.
And they did something for Dot. You know, they gave him a moment of silence and all that stuff.
Okay, dope.
So that was really good. But you know, the BP was there. Schumer was. Did Schumer come up? Yeah, Schumer came up there. Was there. And the mayor was there and all that stuff. Everything was good. Well, no headaches. And I got a complaint though.
Okay.
If you're gonna have Judy Torres perform anywhere, it should have been in the Bronx. That's my complaint right there.
Oh, Judy didn't do the Bronx?
No.
She was.
Hey, Denise Huggins, she liked the stream. Thank you. That's so dope.
But who else performed?
There was a list of people, man. You know, I can't remember.
I know you were running around too.
Yeah, I was.
Tila Rock performed.
Tila Rock performed.
Okay, Tila Rock. Oh, there you go. You got another share there, Al. We rocking today.
Yeah.
Denise Huggins, thank you for the share.
You know why? Everybody's home.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, the reason why this shit is happening, like the room is all lit up. You're home for the fucking hurricane. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay, you're right.
Al, you know what I really liked about it is the official that came out to support, and then to see Rivera get up there and rap. You know, they was actually rapping up there, man.
Yeah, the BP. The BP and Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal.
Word?
And he was putting in work too.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So you know, the output they did.
So now, like what we said, okay, hip hop and and what now?
Right.
And that's the whole point. Does this fizzle out, and that's it? Was this a big, when you light an M80, for those people who don't know, an M80, and you wait for that big boom, and you're covered, you're preparing yourself for this shock of this M80 you just lit up and you ran far away so it doesn't hurt you, and nothing happens.
Right.
So is this going to be that kind of thing? That's the whole.
I don't know. I think that. Well, you know what? Because I haven't heard a plan, this might be just that for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really think there's going to be a. It's like when Diana Ross performed in Central Park, right, in the 80s. It happened, and then that was kind of it. I think this is kind of, it just happened, and somebody has to take up the reins, right? Because New York City sponsored this event, right?
Right.
They paid everybody. It was New York City's pocketbook, right? So, obviously, this can be done. It just has to be done by a private sponsor. You know what I'm saying?
Or a group of sponsors.
Or a group of sponsors to get it together. Yeah. But what this did show is that it can be done, and the model works.
Yeah, and safe.
Right,
and safe. Let's point this out to all the insurance companies who jack up the insurance whenever it's a hip hop event. Okay, so this was an event done safely, not one problem, not one incident, nothing. So why do you jack up the insurance price on all our shows?
Right. My opinion also is we need somebody like Al Pizarro to like that's me and Al for me. I'm just saying.
We're working on something.
Hey,
Al's like, Al's like, I have a big announcement. He's got something going.
I do.
There you go.
Look, we obviously now is everybody who took a look at it and was there and watched it on their phones
Yeah.
and on TV. I mean, it was broadcast all over the place.
Uh-huh.
The misconception of hip hop, which we always been talking about, that hip hop was always considered like a dirty word.
Yeah.
And the people in hip hop, they had you had a picture, an image that came with that hip hop title, and basically we were the country music in the hood, is what we were. And country music is like they're off the limits. They don't even my grandma was drinking the liquor, the moonshine, and all that kind of stuff.
And everybody's heart is
Slap me
broken.
that.
Yeah, everybody's heart is
yeah.
broken in country music.
Yeah, so this is our version of country music, and it's raw. So you had gangster rap, you had all kind of stuff that we were talking about and all that, but it's not something that we made up. It's something that someone saw, heard, felt, or knew about, and they talked about
in
it.
big places.
Yeah.
Who had the clientele? So
Right. So now that let's say the United States, I'm not gonna say the world, but let's say the United States is touchy feely now. Okay, so anything you touch or say this, that, whatever the case may be, somebody has to go and say, well, I didn't like that, and I felt like this and I felt like that, and now I'm going to do this to you. This is where we live at now.
Right.
But hip hop has taken a big leap.
Just want to do this real quick. Hold on. Big shout out to Kathy Little in the room. She says, good afternoon, Al. Yvette Sills is watching. Renee Mickens always in the house. Renee watching. Karen Shippany in the house watching. Samuel Hawkins, good morning. And Carlos L is watching. So that's what we got. I'm just seeing in the chat room and stuff. Yvette Sills is in the house.
I was sharing.
Yeah, I see you sharing your ass off, man. I'm just saying.
There you go.
Big shout out to Yvette Sills in the house. So yeah, so we're moving. Go ahead, Al. Keep on.
So now with all that stuff going on, everybody got a different picture and a different view. Now Pepsi, Kellogg's, and Nabisco, and all these companies, guess what? What do you think about hip hop now?
Right.
Well, how do you step in now? Because now, and this is important. This was pioneers putting on shows.
Right.
This is the people you rid off. These are the people you said, it makes no sense to even do a show with them. They're too old, it's past time and all that stuff. But you know what? You got Tony Bennett out there performing. So don't tell me they're too old.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you had, T. La Rock was there and T. Ski Valley was there. And, and once again, I mean, I think Cold Crush did one, or they had an opportunity to do one or something like that. But you're right. I mean, that was the old school, like you said, it was the pioneers out there doing their thing, I mean, in Queens, it was the same sort of a thing that went on out in Queens in terms of pioneers coming out. I mean, Run DMC came out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not, and they have been written off, really, when you think about it, because they're not the young kids. They're not what's going on. They're not trap music, and it was EPMD was out there in Queens.
Yeah.
Sweet Tea
That's right,
came on and did It's My Beat, like people, they were out there. So these concerts are viable concerts.
That's right.
If they're put on correctly. So, yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Go ahead, Al.
So-
Back to you, Al.
Okay.
Back to you, Al.
So let's talk about certain entities that now are made this happen. Let's give a shout out to the Universal Hip Hop Museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
You got to give credit to where credit is due. You cannot. And I want to talk about going back to touchy feeling, emotions, and doing something business like. You cannot let your emotions dictate a decision that will impact this culture.
Right.
And I say that because many of the groups have disbanded. Many of the groups are not talking to each other. And this happens in all kind of different genres of music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But let's understand something. Everybody needs to be a little more mature and needs to grow up. I don't have to like you to do business with you.
That's the truth.
that's the truth.
That's it.
And I could do business with you.
Yeah, of course.
So people need to understand that hip hop, I think, if anything I've learned about hip hop, man, hip hop is an open nerve. Guys are just like, I haven't talked to him. I won't talk to her. I won't do this with them. Man, let's heal and let's move on, because you probably have another decade or two in you to do whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah, let's make some money.
Yeah.
Some money,
And for
that's
those,
it.
and for those people that are making the money, what you saw this week with New York showing you how you got to where you got to today.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to step up and do something for these pioneers in some kind of way or something. And Hip Hop Boulevard is always available to have we want to be on the table. We want to have a conversation. We want to have a conversation with you. You guys are making the money. Have a conversation with us. You don't got the idea what to do, who to do it with. We got plenty.
Right. There you go.
That's right.
That's it. You know what they say. If you're not at the table, then you're on the menu.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you want to be at the table, but yeah, I mean, I thought that was great. So, what do you got going on this week, Al? You got we have an event coming up, don't we?
It was supposed to be today.
There was a march.
No, we were going to be live.
Right,
We were going to be live at the march.
Right, there was a march today, right?
Yep. So the forecast was that everybody was going to get swept away in this
Right.
this thunderous storm and everything. So the march didn't happen today. So we changed it to the 29th. Tony Herbert is the organizer of the march.
Okay.
You seen how many groups he had involved in this?
Sure. It was a big thing. Yeah, it was a big thing.
Man.
So
I'm
you're doing
excited.
next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Okay.
All right, so-
where does it start? Where's the march start?
Brooklyn Borough Hall is the start. Then we're going to end up at City Hall.
Oh, so you walk across the Brooklyn Bridge.
We're gonna
Yeah,
walk.
across the bridge.
Walking across the bridge.
Okay.
And now it's time for any of you that have organization and want to join. And this is New Yorkers Against Gun Violence.
Okay. We like that.
And then somebody has said, what does hip hop have to do with that? I said, hip hop was considered the most violent music out there.
We was a problem. I'm just saying. Like some of the problems are sitting at this table now. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when we were coming up in the 80s and particularly in the 80s when guns really got introduced into the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got strapped up. So hip hop has everything to do with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, come on now, stop. There was a time when,
So we had to be in this march because the perception is, and I'm rapping about guns and women and all kind of stuff in a negative manner. That's what we want to do and that's how we live. But I think every hip hop person wants to live in a mansion, have millions of dollars, have a big pool, and have the family over and do all that stuff. And not one thought is about shooting up the neighborhood and doing all kind of crazy stuff. That's
the
not the
truth.
reality.
Yeah, it's just not the reality.
Or anything they really are. Sometimes they just rap to rap.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Bang, bang, shoot him up, kill him, bang, bang. Nigga in college.
And good thing about you, Al, is you wearing two hats in this situation where you're also representing the coalition, which addresses these type of situations besides being Hip Hop Boulevard.
Well, yeah, that's the humanity, right?
Coalition,
Humanity.
yeah.
Okay, I have a logo for them, don't they?
Right, yeah.
I have that. Yeah. Let me see if I can find that. But go ahead, keep talking, guys.
So look at this. I took that ambassadorship because of that. Because if we're saying Hip Hop Boulevard is about empowering and protecting and preserving and educating and helping people, and not only the pioneers but people in the hip hop culture, the Humanity Coalition is about helping humanity. Where's the difference? There's no difference. Their scope is larger. Our scope is concentrated to a group. So I saw the fit, and I told Curtis, okay, so I'm going to accept this position as ambassadorship because I saw the synergy was there, the marriage was there. It made a whole lot of sense. All right, and I'm hoping that people in the community and people all over the world, because you can see now we have the technology for everybody to see us all over the world.
Right.
For people to understand that hip hop is a powerful force, and if it's used properly, and it doesn't have to be one entity, it could be many entities. But if we're all going the same path, there's so many things that we could do. You look at a glass of water, and that whole Bruce Lee thing was when I saw that Bruce Lee interview. I think he did it with Dick Cavett.
Right.
And he did an interview about the glass of water and just talking about that the water takes the shape of the glass, and the water could be, it could be used to replenish itself, but water could be destructive, as we know from tsunamis and
Right.
stuff like that. So if you take hip hop in that content, hip hop can do so many things, so much more. And using the coalition with that, it just empower us to do more of a reach.
Let me say,
I gotta hit him with that. Can I hit the horns too?
the criminal justice, our platform consists of criminal justice reform, police reform, and education, entertainment, health and wellness, reparations, social justice, voters' rights, sports, sustainability, and women's rights. And everything that's involved in there involves hip hop.
Right, for sure. I mean, you know what it is? I think the people forget where the early roots of hip hop really came from, and I think that's why they're making these statements. You got to remember, but you got to understand something. That didn't stop gang violence. We just kind of brought the gangs together in one zone, and it wasn't always peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get there and be like, all right, there's the Nomads over there and the Skulls over here, and we're playing the music, and then the next thing, and lack of money, lack of income created hip hop. When the schools no longer had music programs in '73 and '72, and they cut the music programs out, that's when hip hop kind of filled that void, right? And then it was like, okay, let's we have all these gangs, because New York was ravaged with gangs in the '70s, and we're gonna bring them together in this situation. Then the gangs became crews, right? So the crews were in the '80s. It was the Magnum Force crew and the Malachi crew and this crew and that crew, and then it became crews. But was hip hop violent? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? During that time,
people involved.
because there were people involved that was still in gang culture.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it did now, right? I mean, I went and I saw the Black Spades the other day. I remember we used to run from the Black Spades. You know what I'm saying? And they were in Katona Park. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, wow. You know how much you were a part of my childhood. You chased me. Like I used to run after Park. But we're all adults now, right? And we understand. What we do understand is, because hip hop is like a glass of water. And when we were kids, we didn't know what this thing was going to be.
Right.
We didn't know it was going to be a sustaining economic situation, and all the jobs that it created and all the careers that it created out of that. We didn't know that. So now that we're all older and we're forming these coalitions, we're forming these organizations to help preserve hip hop, right? Which is what we started. Everybody at this table had a part in that. Is what we started, so that when we're gone, that we're still here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the story is told the correct way.
True.
In how it happened. Because if you don't tell the story, then someone else is going to tell the story, right? History is told by the winners.
Yeah.
And it's called his story.
Yeah.
Right? It ain't your story, it's his story. So right now, we getting that together, and that's what's happening. And that's what's so powerful about, Curtis's Coalition and Hip Hop Boulevard and the Universal Hip Hop Museum. We're all sort of ushering in a new age. And it is a new age of hip hop right now. That's what's happening. That's why I said, yeah, Rocky.
Yeah, well, I'm reading about that right now. They're talking about hip hop and the difference between hip hop and rap.
Okay.
They're saying that hip hop has been 4 different elements, which is DJing, MCing, graffiti, and dance.
Right.
And now they're trying to say that rap is like, how do you say it? It's off the hip hop industry.
And I think they get confused. Hip hop is the culture.
Right.
The culture.
That is
the
the
people.
culture.
Rap is something you do.
Well, yeah.
Rap is something when you
Right.
rap.
It's part of it, right.
It's part of it. It's
Yeah.
part of the culture.
Right.
But and when you're not part of hip hop, you get confused when somebody says rap.
Exactly.
Okay, so you say rap. Okay, you want me to spit?
Right.
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 No, your rap music. Okay, so you're referring to a specific record that somebody's spitting on?
Right.
So all these things, it's just, why is it so difficult to explain hip hop to
Right.
people who don't understand?
Outside of hip hop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's simple. It's the 4 elements. and hip hop is a culture just like black culture, just like Spanish culture, just like Scandinavian culture. Hip hop is a culture, right? It's not one people, it's a collage of people. It's not one element. There's 4 or 5 elements that are hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's the way you dress.
Yeah.
The clothing is hip hop clothing. You know what I'm saying? The art. It's a lifestyle. Hip hop is a lifestyle. It's a culture. So
Yeah, hip hop. Let's keep it that way because my hip hop days dressed a lot better than most of today.
And we kept our pants up.
There you go.
yeah, what
It
happened?
went
with
straight.
that?
Okay, Ty Dre said he tried to call it, went straight to voicemail.
Oh, okay. That might be the deal here. Hold on for a second.
Okay.
Because we're chopping it down a little bit on the internet, and that's Storm business. I'm calling him right now. We're gonna get Ty Dre on the phone.
It's the storm's fault.
Yep, we're gonna call Ty Dre.
They will blame everything on the storm, right?
That's
People
right.
probably say, "How did they get there?"
Calling Ty Dre's
Jeez,
ass.
Al, are you all right? James, are you okay, man?
I'll pick me up in the boat.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get Ty Dre right now.
We had a Coast Guard just bring
Yeah,
it over here to the spot.
Something went on here. Hold on, let me connect Ty Dre.
Yeah.
There we go. He's in the air.
Hello.
Ty Dre,
What it is, Ty? Ty in the building.
what's happening, brother Ty Dre?
Oh my. Did I win a sweepstakes?
Come on,
Are
man.
you guys okay over there?
Yeah, we good. We good.
Hey,
Very.
Ty Dre, can you take a moment and just navigate to the shore and so you can talk to us?
Yeah. You kind of interrupted us. We're just packing up the boat right now.
Let me ask you a question. With this big storm coming that came in, did you have enough toilet paper? Did you have enough water?
Right, that's important.
That's important.
Yes. We definitely made sure we had unlimited jugs of water,
Right.
canned goods, and we're never gonna eat.
And that's the report from New Rochelle. Back to you, Bob. So, so Dre, so what's happening, man? You didn't come to the show. We missed you, man. What's going on with you? How? Oh, wait, hold on. How's our special project coming? You know the surprise.
Yes. We are 96% done.
Okay.
It was supposed to be done on Friday, but somebody moved some things around, so it should be this week. I almost even prematurely not even told Al, just sent it to him. I said, no, I can't do that.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
Do it to us.
Exactly. It's it. Karma, baby. Karma. We holding out on them.
Yeah, gotta
say it.
use this out as much as we can. So next week, by the next show,
Okay.
we should be able to definitely, I ain't gonna say show, play, whatever. We ain't gonna do that, but we can at least,
Let Al
make
in
the
on
damn
it.
now.
Okay. All right, cool. So we're going to be cool. We're going to hold back.
Stuff going
Yeah, that's
on.
right. That's right. We trying to jumpstart this Hip Hop Boulevard compilation album, baby. So we trying to give people inspiration to go, this is how this is done, y'all. Okay? It ain't,
Exactly.
It ain't complicated. This is how it's done.
There you go.
That's it. So that's where we're at. So you, my friend, had some amazing performances last week. You did Harlem Week. Am I accurate in that? Again, right?
Wow.
Yes, I did Harlem Week again on 135th for Harlem Day. I also did Rutgers Park. I did the halftime show for the Women's Championship game.
Nice.
Wait a minute. You want on holy ground? You on holy ground?
Telling you.
The GOAT? You on the grounds of the GOAT?
I'm there too.
Oh, yeah, the Rucker. Yeah, the Rucker's serious.
That's holy ground there.
Obviously, I knew about it. Of course, it's legendary. So many stars was born there, and so many stars came there to solidify their stardom on the basketball court. But I never been able to attend it, whatever the case, for whatever reason.
Right.
So to be able to have that be the first time I get to actually step on the court is to perform, it was a bucket list crossing.
Nice, nice. How were you received? I already know that you was on fire, but what would you experience at the Rucker? Was it everything you wanted it to be?
Oh yeah, definitely both performances. Harlem Day was great, and Rutgers was great. Goat Mode is an undeniable song at this point. I'm just gonna claim that humbly. No matter where I perform it, I'm gonna get a reaction out of it, people.
So you did that song with? Did you do that with OnStar?
Yeah.
I know you texted me that you and OnStar were going to be together. Did y'all do Goat Mode at 135th?
No, we actually didn't because he got there late.
Okay.
But we still did Goat Mode, me and Mo, the other artists on the song. And we still had the dancers and the drummer and everything. And the crowd loved it. The crowd formed. And actually, I forgot his name, but the guy that be holding up the stick with a ball, be spinning on the stick, and he'd be roller skating and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be at Rutgers. He happened to be at 135th, and he remembered me. So he ended up doing that while the song was going. It was a whole theatrical circus performance.
Ty Dre gets the circus going. Details in 11.
And for people that don't know what Rutgers is, why don't you give them, an explanation so people know what we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, Rutgers Park, it's that's Harlem. But it is a legendary park where they do basketball tournaments. It's a basketball court, basically, to sum it up. They do many basketball tournaments where so many legends have touched that court. Allen Iverson, Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used to play it all the time. Every legend, Julius Irving, Wilt Chamberlain, Earl Monroe, even newcomers, Kemba Walker, and old school Kenny Smith. Like everybody who's somebody has came to Rutgers to really solidify themselves in basketball history, because that's where the real ballers go to play. It's the mecca of basketball.
Because what's so crazy about it, right? You would think the NBA, then there's Rutgers, right? There's the NBA, but then there's Rutgers. You know what I mean? And you gotta come prove yourself at Rutgers. You know what I'm saying? And some of the best I mean, they have the video of Kobe Bryant walking into Rutgers to do his thing. You know what I mean? To show that he can play basketball.
Yeah, because that's street ball.
Because that's street ball. Yeah.
And a little history fact. Guess who's one of the founders of Rutgers?
Who?
Sal Abbatello.
No.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No. We never talked about that.
Why don't we
never
talk about that?
Come on. Well, it stands to reason.
Yeah.
Because Rutgers is a 70s thing. It's a 70s thing, so that would stand to reason.
And Harlem did have a lot of talent in it. Especially the 70s.
Damn, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just want to interview him for that. like damn, the Fever. Literally, everybody heard the Fever story. Nobody's heard that story.
Yeah.
That he's one of the founders of Rutgers, bro.
Yeah. One of those guys. If it wasn't for him inputting, financing, doing what he normally does. Okay, and in every concept, look, like everybody knows that how Hip Hop Boulevard started, but do you know that Tony Crush was involved in it? Do you know that my son Alex was involved in it? Do you know that Terry Lindsay was involved in it?
Right.
Terry Nelson, Terry Nelson. So you know what I mean? People don't understand like the details of stuff.
Exactly. And well, you know what? That's one hell of a detail to miss. I'm just saying that should be part of his resume. You know what I'm saying? Like started to own the Disco Fever, and by the way, you know what I mean? Like,
look, I'm glad
and help start Rutgers.
That should be dropping a lot of jaws. Right
I would like to talk to him about that. Really, like what was that like? You know what I'm saying?
I'll get Sal on the show.
Yeah.
Well, we had him here before.
Yeah, exactly.
He was here?
Yeah, Al came here.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, Al came. We did a whole hour. It was like almost 2 hours with him that we spoke. But I just think that would be an interesting history to actually talk to him about his Rutgers, because we don't really talk about that. What his involvement was, and then what it was like. You know what I'm saying? Because he was probably there for the first games.
I would sit they just watch like a fifth grader.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Getting some of that history inside. That's big.
Damn, Ty.
That's big.
So Ty, are you coming back like 2 weeks or? should we be concerned about a weather delay?
Yeah, the weather. Be careful with the weather. You know.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the weather. That's under PBA.
It might scratch his throat.
Yeah, man, we missed you.
I will be more prepared by then because I'm currently putting on the final touches of this arc. So by the time I'm done with this arc, then I can be able to be prepared for any type of weather possible.
Gotcha.
Two of each. Two of each.
Two of each, baby. Don't forget, all right? Two of each, and please leave the roaches behind. That's all I'm saying. That was a big mistake on the ark. You know what I'm saying? Like they brought the roaches too, and we can't get rid of them. You know, it's like, let's get 2 roaches, right? We need 2 roaches, right? Leave that shit. Let them drown. You understand what I'm saying? Man,
it is very not to go deep into roach context, but it's like, what's the point of them, honestly?
Right, just annoying things.
If they didn't have roaches, there would have never been a movie like Men in Black.
That's true. It was a roach, wasn't it? It was a giant roach.
Real big giant roach.
They used a rabbit, bro. They just used to use a rabbit. Damn the roach.
So
The fact that that's the best thing you could come up with for keeping roaches is a problem.
Exactly. Men in Black is all you got. Oh, man.
It's Andre, so the name of the show is Hip Hop and What Now?
So what happens
now?
Yeah, so what happens after this big week, this big explosion? What direction should we take? I mean, should we go after like sponsors to maybe sort of recreate this event, or what's your take on this as a young person?
Well, I was just watching. They had the homecoming concert yesterday too, right?
Yeah.
New York.
Yesterday.
Yeah, in Central Park, and I saw that they had Public Enemy. Well, I think it was just Chuck D. I'm not sure. But I saw they also had Busta Rhymes and LL Cool J and stuff like that. And of course, with everything going on with these hip hop museum concerts, and I'm also seeing a lot of Slick Rick of lately. Like, I'm hearing his name so much. Maybe he's about to drop an album or something, but he's just been doing a lot of collabs and connecting with brands and performing and stuff like that, just making sure he's seen out. So, as you can see, New York is ran by hip hop, and the world is being ran by hip hop. So, as far as what now, exactly what you said, we need to capitalize off of this. Like I told y'all on the last show, as far as when I did the PBS performance, and the lady didn't know, like, you know, that there was a hip hop boulevard. You can go to the exact origin of where hip hop started in New York, in the Bronx, and her doing a whole hip hop episode and not knowing that exists. That's not a problem on her part. That's a problem on our part, that we're not doing our job to make sure that people know that this exists just as much as people know a hip hop museum is being built and all this other stuff. So that means we need to push that outreach even more to all races outside of just hip hop that love hip hop, to make sure that they know, like, Hip Hop Boulevard is the thing, and you can go there and you can connect and you can learn.
I thought it was, it was interesting, Tadre. The other day I had a conversation, and you're right about getting the information out. There was this guy. I think he was white, but he was ethnical. It was like Hungarian or something weird, one of those things. Mm-hmm. But he was asking about where was the Universal Hip Hop Museum, and he thought it was on 161st Street and 3rd Avenue. That's where he thought it was. He's like, do you know anything about that? And I said, no, it's down by, Astoria Street, and 149th. He's like, oh, really? He's like, down there? Why is it down there? I said, well, I guess that's where the land is at, baby. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
Right.
But it is about getting that information out. And and it was a random conversation. Matter of fact, the reason why we had the conversation, funny enough, is because I was wearing my Hip Hop Boulevard, I had the hat on. And he goes, and then he kicked, and then he immediately associated that with the Universal Hip Hop Museum. He's like, well, do you know where the Universal Hip Hop Museum is at? And that's how we even got engaged in the conversation. Because I happened to be wearing something that had the shirt on it, and then we went on to talk about Cedric Avenue and all that stuff. So that was kind of the
And to and to jump right into that, our numbers went triple last week.
Really?
Yeah, on Facebook and everything, our numbers
Nice,
on,
nice,
on
nice,
Google
nice.
search, it went triple. So we were averaging 800, 800 a week, like 800 searches a week. We were up to 7,000, and
Wow.
that was a big hit for us because now people are interested, and people didn't know. And this is one of the problems in hip hop. Why is it that you don't share? Why is it that people don't share? Because I'm gonna give you something that maybe nobody really realized, but most of the most important things in the world are done by a cooperation of different individuals. Like, for instance, the vaccine was done by a group of scientists working together.
right.
Okay?
Wasn't one guy.
Right, it wasn't one guy. Right? When you walk into a building, there's the architect, there's the electrician, there's the plumber, everybody working together to build this building. Everybody else shares information with the vision that they want to complete. And it seems like in hip hop, we kind of like, I ain't gonna no, that's my contact. No, that's those are my people. I ain't gonna let you talk to them. You gotta go through me, bro.
Yeah,
that
you know,
kind of thing.
you know what that
Right.
is, Al? It's like a regular job. People all will just go do their job and they satisfied. But in hip hop, sports, and stuff like that, everybody's trying to be the top.
hmm Even when that door is already closed for them to be at the top, they're still trying to get.
And then here's a question: what is the top? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That too.
They want to be the number one.
like
Everybody-
here's the deal: we can all exist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's enough money for everybody in this game. We can all exist if we stop with if we stop looking at, he's at the top, right? You gotta understand something. Okay, so where does that come from, right? That's the crab in the barrel thing. That's the slavery thing. That's he's in the house. You know what I'm saying? He's at the top. Okay, and I gotta get to the top, right? And the thing is, I've seen people that I would say, okay, I would aspire to be, right? And I wouldn't have been the places I would have been that I ended up had I not aspired to be the person that I was aspiring to be. In other words, I started my own company, right? And before I started my own company, I remember here I am, I'm getting a salary, right? And the salary, let's just say, is $2, right? And I'm going, well, damn, if he can afford to pay me $2, how much money is his ass getting, right? Because now I want his money.
Right.
But I never went, when I went to go after the money, I didn't go after his money. I went and got my own money. You understand what I'm saying? I learned everything I needed to learn from the individual and then started my own company. And then it was a covenant then. Then we became a partnership. And then we worked together. I didn't look to annihilate him. You understand what I'm saying? I looked to elevate myself so I could be on the same plane so that we could work together. Because I couldn't work together with him if I was his employee.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But then once I became a boss, then it was like, okay, I'm a boss, you're a boss, how we gonna break bread?
Yeah. And that's important.
And that's important, but that's not what happens in hip hop and in sports. Because we have egos. We have egos, people.
There it is.
And you gotta stop with the ego. Ego only serves you. Ego is evil. You understand what I'm saying? It keeps you from working together because you have an ego. Ego is made and designed to block your blessings.
There you go.
Amen. Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Once you have I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm too big for that. Once you start with that, you're blocking your blessings, right? Which is how you kill your longevity. Because a lot of people that have ego, when they think that they're at the top and they don't need anybody, guess what? Always happens. Someone just goes, boop, and then knocks them off the mountain and then they're back down by the bottom. But if you elevate everybody around you, you can never fall.
Right.
You can't never fall if you elevate everybody. Listen, we all coming up, right? And then you're well insulated, right? Because you're all there. Yeah. And then you have your own economic loop that starts to happen. I'm spending money with you. You spending money with me. We spending money with each other, right? And now we circulating our own dollar 15 times within us because we're paying each other, right? Yeah.
That's the Jewish platform.
That's the Jewish platform.
That's it.
Listen, everybody needs Indians in every group. Everybody has to work.
And it's not. And you know what's funny is that they were almost done to extinction, and they realized we got to change our platform how we do it because we were almost wiped out.
Right.
So we haven't learned to be able to observe other cultures and other things that happen and take from that and apply it. We haven't learned that. So we get in our emotions and our feelings and we screw things up constantly. So, and that's why, you know, I love it when I'm working and doing the Hip Hop Boulevard out there and I'm talking to somebody and somebody said, well, why are you talking to him? Why shouldn't I be?
Why not?
Yeah.
Right. I don't really understand. Why should I talk to him?
Right. They said, well, do you know the history, this, that, and all that stuff? And I said, well, what do you say? Well, he wasn't there at this time. I said, well, he's here now.
So,
That's it.
history.
He's here now.
right, he's here now. And then you're like, okay, I shouldn't talk to him. Why? He doesn't have a mouth? I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean that we shouldn't talk to him? I don't understand that. And everybody in their own right is everything. And the one thing you have to understand is you can't always be the boss. Sometimes you are the employee or the Indian, right? When I go to Al's event, I am the Indian. When Al comes here, I am the boss, right? But when I go work for Al, what do you need me to do? I have no ego. I have no ego.
That's the way it's gotta be.
What do you need? What are we doing? How are we working? Okay, I got it. Cool. I'm gonna move. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's working together because every there's a word that I wanted to use, but every it's not every boss, but every oh, I lost Ty Dre. Hold on. Yeah, Ty Dre, you back?
Hello.
Yeah, cool. All right. Every leader has to serve.
Correct.
Every leader has to understand what it is to serve. Every leader has to be in service. Every leader.
Right.
Other than that, you can't lead.
Correct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So every leader has to be coached. We all need advice, right? I don't do this shit by myself. I talk to niggas. Yo, what do you think? Yo, about, you know, boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, no, Rock, do this, but don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? And you get advice, and then you take all the advice that you get from all the people around you, and then you make an educated decision. That's what the leader does. But the leader is a sum of his crew.
That's right.
Right? And a good leader is a sum of a good crew. That's what that is. So
Look at, you know what? That's a perfect example to a segue into the event that we did over at Costa Frito. How we did the Zoom, how we had everybody in there and all that stuff. Rock and ESP were working. I brought a TV and said, you need a TV? I brought a TV. I forgot the remote. So Rock, ESP, look at me, what's the remote? I says, home. And I'm a person, I don't like to repeat the same mistake. If I saw something that I did wrong last time,
Right.
I'm not
I ain't gonna do it again.
So the last event, I did a mistake and I had to go home. I said, I ain't doing that again.
Right.
So Rock said, no, we can figure this out. Come on. I can figure this. And then Rock started doing this thing and all this stuff. Bam. It's working. We had the Zoom working. But we did something that we never did before.
Right.
Okay? We gave out 24 citations that day, and we had a Zoom, all right, with Sha Rock, Wanda D, Curtis Blow, and Mr. Chicken.
Ooh,
And Rock was the host through the whole thing.
beautiful job, Rock.
But understand that we did not plan this.
No.
We just on the spot. There's a problem. Let's fix it, and let's keep moving.
There
We
you
had
go.
we had ice cream being served in the middle of the dance
right.
floor.
That's right.
All right,
At the last
I mean,
minute.
but this when you're working as a team, it's not about I gotta do this, I gotta do it. It's about, okay, who can handle this? Okay, you handle that. Okay, who can handle this? Okay, you handle that. And everybody works at it, and the outside don't see nothing. They see something, wow, this is good.
This is flawless.
In the meantime, we're all trying to figure it out. Okay, how we yeah, we're good. Yeah, all right. Okay, let's go. All of a sudden, we were on the Zoom, and Curtis popped up. Said, "Oh, man, Curtis is on there now."
That's right.
Wow.
That's it. We were getting people on the Zoom at the last minute. Like, I mean, I hit Shot Rock. Shot Rock was early, but then Wanda was kind of like a little late, and then Mr. Chicken, we wasn't really sure, and then he was coming, but then he wasn't coming, but then the manager's like, I have no information. I'm like, but I'm giving you the information now. And we were kind of going through the whole thing, and then it just all came together, which was beautiful because everybody was there, and we had achieved something new, which was we had a Zoom going.
Yes, we got to redo that. We got to visit that again.
Yeah, and everybody was and better. You know,
larger stream.
and we were figuring it out as you go along. And the one thing that Al is good at is he puts people in the position that they belong in, right? Like, I could not have been the ice cream guy. You know what I'm saying? You ought to have fucked up ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Right? But I could be the technical guy. I know buttons. I know I can get around stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, Jeff is who he is and Renee is who she is. Right? Renee is great, and she's your go-to girl. Like, she's got you, and she's always very pleasant and laughs a lot, by the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then ESP has a specialty, and then Jolie and them, they have their thing, you know, and everybody's in their pocket of what they do. You know, and so we're all in our own lane, right? And we don't come out of each other's, we don't go into each other's lane because it wouldn't make any sense because you wouldn't be good at it. You know what I'm saying? So Al is good at putting people in their places. And he's been figuring that. And by the way, it wasn't always perfect.
Yeah.
He's been figuring that shit out for about a year.
Yeah.
You know, because he grab people and be like, oh, can you? And then they can't do that. And then I'll get a call from Al like, yo, this dude is frustrating. But you know what? He is good at this. And then he's like, yeah, let me put him there. And then smooth sailing.
Yeah.
The problem was he wasn't built for the job that we were giving him. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So you put everybody where they belong.
Look, it's not the military. In the military, what they do is, this is what you're going to be, man. Okay? That's it. This is your MOS. It's like, but I didn't sign up for that. They told me I was going to fly airplanes. No. You're gonna be in the back. I don't fly no airplane.
Yeah, you ain't flying it, Joe. You flying in it. We dropping you off. Here's a parachute and a fucking gun.
So you have to be able to look at the people around you and look and see what their talents are and put them in different places until they do something that is so, you know, it just flows with them. It's normal for them. It doesn't get them out of their element. They're right there in the element. And you just look at them and say, wow, okay, look at that. That's where this person belongs, and that's it. Right. Look at Venus.
Right.
Venus shined.
Yeah.
Okay? Venus shined.
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about. We look at people and say, this is what their talent is, put them there. And this is just in preparation, because once we fine tune what we're doing, it just gets bigger, it doesn't get smaller. Right. So it's in preparation for all that stuff. So all these things that we're doing right now is preparing us. Because, you know, Rock has a vision, I have a vision, Rocky has a vision, James has a vision, Curtis has a vision, Ty Dre has a vision. We all have a vision. Our vision is bigger than where we at right now. So when that vision gets complete, guess what? We'll have another vision.
Right.
And it keeps on growing, because that's what you should be doing. And that's the problem with hip hop. The vision, the dream got stagnant when you feel you arrive. I tell people, right, I'm starving, I'm hungry. Right. That to me, and for people that don't understand, that terminology to me is that I'm gonna still be working because I have not arrived. I never wanna feel that I arrived, because when you feel when you arrive, you automatically sit back and you lay back and I'm good. And that's it. And the dreams stop.
Yeah. The actual philosophy or the saying for what I was saying is that your future should make your present very uncomfortable.
That's deep.
Very deep. Very good. Yeah, Rock, that was very good.
Do you like that? You had to absorb that for a second, right?
Back to the house.
Your future has to make your present very uncomfortable. Wow. Yeah. That's the deal. If you're comfortable in your present, then you ain't doing nothing.
Right.
You're supposed to be uncomfortable in your present, you know? Yeah.
And there's many people that their present, they just, you know, they said, okay, this is the best that I can do.
Right. Right.
Yeah. That's it.
That ain't never the case.
Some people in their present that's so focused on the future, they're not even living in the present.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or they're so focused on the past, they're not living in the present.
And those are the people that are dangerous. right? And they're dangerous to themselves. The people that live in the past, right, and they can't live in the present, that means you can't never let anything go, right? And if you live in the past, then you're not living. You know what I'm saying? So you either get to living or you get to dying. Because if you live in the past, that's some shit that you can't change. You can't change the past, and the past should not affect your present at all. It should never affect your present. Your past is your past. I get it. There's a lot of wounded people, and I do all kinds of shows with people. Well, this happened in my childhood, and this was done to me, and that was done to me, and all right, cool, that was done. I got it. But what the fuck you doing now?
Exactly.
What are you doing now? How is that affecting you now? And if you let your past affect your present, then you are not living, and you can't live. You can't live like that. It's not possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're always hanging on to some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at the dude I was mad at 20 years ago. I'm not mad at him no more. If I see him, I get him off. Yo, nigga, you good? How you doing? I ain't seen you in a long time. Yeah, I know. How that gunshot wound healing up, nigga? You know? I'm sorry about that, bro.
The only time your past, the only time your past should affect your present is when you utilize your past to change your present.
Right.
Okay? And for example,
Use it as
for you
energy.
for example, if you have something like, I used to be a comic book collector, so I had like the #1 Spider-Man, Superman, all that kind of stuff when I was a young kid. My mom looked at it like, what are you doing reading comic books? And threw the whole thing away. So I can't blame my mom for what she did. So I did a new collection when I got older.
Right.
But I say, damn, but I did have that one.
In the back, you might be like, damn, Mom. You know, I'm not blaming you, Mom, but
we would have been sitting pretty right now.
yeah, there was money in them there comics. You know?
And Rock, you know what you were saying as far as going back?
Yeah.
We still do that. The society still does that in the slavery situation. More people are worried about what happened to us 1,000 years ago than they are as to what we're doing today. And if we don't do something, right, we at an epitome in our existence where if we don't do something at this time now to pull ourselves together, man, our future is gone.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
That's the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
And the thing is this. I mean, if you kind of look through society, all right, the one thing, first of all, everybody was fucking slaves. Let's just get that going. All right. Just the most brutal slavery and mentally rough slavery was the Jim Crow slavery in the United States. But pick no bones about it, Puerto Ricans were slaves.
That's right.
Right? Chinese were slaves. Right? Everybody was slaves at one point or another. And Haitians were slaves. Right? I mean, I can go around the globe. There were white people who were slaves.
It's the ruling class that has the slaves.
That has the slaves. That's kind of the deal, y'all. Right? But for me to hold on to that and wear that as a badge, I'm not saying we don't deserve reparations and all these things, but if you use it as a crutch, that's number one. Two things that have to happen. One, stop using it as a crutch, right? Stop, because you can be anything that you want to be in this country. You can be anything you want to be. You just got to put your mind to it, right? That's the deal. So stop being lazy. Two, right? Understand that because you did suffer from the Jim Crow version of slavery, that you are mentally ill, right? We're all mentally ill. We're all fucked up. I'm telling you the truth. Because our ideology on how we think of us not unifying is a result of that slavery, right? The fear of seeing the leader get struck down, right? And us cowering and going, oh, well, I don't want to be the leader now. I don't want to die for this, right? That's all slavery. Because when you seen that motherfucker get whipped, wah-pa, wah-pa, you was like, oh, we ain't gonna get that. Listen, we out, right? But understand, that's what, if you look at it and you look at how we work today, you can see that in there. You can see that in there. You know what I'm saying? Right. And the fact that if I see my brothers and sisters on the corner and they immediately distrust me and I immediately distrust them, that is slavery.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I fight hard to be like, if I see anybody, that's a minority and you black, right? Hey brother, how you doing? You good? So on and so forth, right? Yeah, I got you. I listen, open arms all the time. I got kids with me now. They're young black kids. Come on, man. Yeah, let's do this. Other black men. My man told me the other day. He said, "You're not like a black guy." I said, "How does a black guy operate?" he said, "You try to help other black people. You try to help other people." I said, "Yes." Because that's what I'm supposed to do. Because that's what other cultures do. It's like Al said. I learned from watching other motherfuckers.
There you go.
Yeah.
When you see the Italians, when you see the Jews, they help each other. They don't tear each other down. Yeah. So my friend was like, he's like, "Charlie, you are very different, Charlie. You are very different." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You're very different, Charlie. You operate differently." I said, "Yeah, I know I'm different." He said, No. You try to help, you give information, you try to uplift. I said, "Yes, that's what I do. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. Because you're not my competition.
There you go.
Well, I need you.
Yeah.
Because if you're here and I'm here, we can move to take some shit over. That's power." You know what I'm saying? So it's everything you said, Al. This is a very interesting show, by the way.
Yeah. So
You got me bugging it.
yeah. So now that all the showcases went, and Rock was just telling you guys what happened at our event and all that. The thing that a takeaway from this is that you had the minority leader there on stage. You had the mayor there on stage. And you have to understand that their presence on stage is only validating to other people in their class that this is accepted and everything's good. But this, and I'm going to say this, we never needed them to qualify us to let people know that this is accepted and this is good. It's good that it happened, but it wasn't something that was needed. It's something that happened because we've been pushing the envelope for a long time. And I don't want to get into a white or black thing or white or Spanish thing, but white people are very quick to pick up on something that's happening before it happens and take advantage of that situation to benefit their agenda, whatever that agenda may be. Now, if we were in Japan and we were Chinese, it would be Japanese people are very quick. So I want you to understand that it's not a white conversation. I'm just telling you who's in charge and who's not in charge. But the funny thing is that the numbers, and when I say the numbers, the sales, when you talk about who buys what, and when you talk about who's working, and when you talk about how many people live here and all that kind of stuff, we have more numbers in all those areas. But we have not applied ourselves knowing that and moving forward in that direction because we've been busy infighting all the time. So it's like two guys see $10 in the corner and one guy goes to reach for it and the other guy goes to reach for it and they start fighting over it, and the white guy walks by and pick up the $10, put it in his pocket, keeps on walking by while the two guys are still fighting for the $10 they saw in the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
You cannot continue living a life like that. So what we do is at Hip Hop Boulevard, we shine the light. We say, yo, here you go. Look at this in this corner. Hey, let's fix this. Let's do that. Let's add this. Let's bring you aboard. That's what we do in Hip Hop Boulevard. Now, with the coalition, what happened was the coalition is the big searchlight. You ever see those lights when in front of a big grand opening that they're up on the sky?
Yeah.
That's the coalition.
Yeah.
So things are about to change regardless of how people feel. So now people have to decide, do I learn something new or do I stay in my comfort zone?
Right. You got to get out of that. We have definitely hit the hour and change. What I got about
Anybody in the chat room got something to say?
Yeah, they did. As a matter of fact, here you go. You had Michael Fleming. He put kingstreets.com, unifying black communities. So that's kingstreets.com, unifying black communities across America. Renee said facts. She was commenting about something. Football, 11 different players and one goal. That was the unification. Michael Fleming says that's powerful, good stuff. And the chat room was like, that's real, Al. That was Samuel Hawkins who said that. And then the other stuff I read. Renee said she always wanted to walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. So
That's coming, Renee.
Yeah,
Next week. We're doing this.
she wants to do that. So the chat room has been, pretty active, and this is the conversation, by the way.
Yeah.
Right, and sometimes we just have a conversation.
Yeah, but check it out. This conversation, when we talk about the conversation, we say we always do something. So what we did today, we gave you an example of people doing things that we observed, but we actually gave you an example of what we did at an event. Working together as a team, letting the egos out, and being able to construct something right at the spur of the moment. And that's exactly what the concept is. Hip hop, and what do we do now? So you can't think about it, you have to do about it. Mm-hmm. Because if you could, a lot of people sit and think, and they think, and they think, and they think, and they think, and while they're thinking, things are getting done. And all of a sudden, how many times have you said to yourself, damn, I had that idea?
Yeah.
Still, you have to do.
They think themselves out of the blessing.
Yeah.
Right? Or they pray themselves out of the blessing.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
People, I'm going to pray on it. Right? And I'd be like, okay, listen, I pray on things too. I pray on it. But when I pray on it, I know I got to do something, right? I can't just, I'm going to pray on it.
Bible says
Gotta put some work on it first.
without works don't have no meaning.
Right, and there it is. That is true. You pray on it, but what you're praying on when you pray is not that it's given to you. What you're praying on is that the path, that they move all the obstacles out of the way, and that you can overcome the obstacles. That's what you pray for.
Pray for knowledge and wisdom to do whatever it is that you're looking to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that's what you're praying for. You're not praying. You don't go, I wish I had a car.
And then sit down and wait
And be like,
for a car to pull up. Wait for one to pull up. Wait for one to pull up.
Right. You wish for the car, and then you put into action, to get what you want, to get the car that you want, or to achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve. You know what I'm saying? Like I had somebody say to me the other day, something's going on. Like, I'm going to pray on it. And I said, why? I said, what are you going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? And my friend, she got a little bit insulted, but I said, but really, like, what are you going to do? I said, I get you're going to pray on it, but what actions are you going to take to fix the problem? Because you got to fix the problem. You got to do something. And then we got into a bit of a tiff, but it was all good. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, she understood what I was saying. I'm like, come on, man, you can't just pray on it.
There's always been, a lot of people may not understand or know my religious belief, but I just want to share something that I took out of the Bible, and I always went with this, and which was the Israelites never got the blessing until they left Egypt, and it took them 40 years from when they left Egypt to find the home and everything, because they wasn't ready at the time. But everybody's comfort zone, think about the Israelites. They were in Egypt and they were comfortable there, even though they were slaves, they were beaten, they were abused and amused, all that stuff was done. But they were comfortable there because they didn't know nothing else. And even to leave was a big fear. Right. To leave was a big fear.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So now, if people leave and they're scared and they're with you on this path, and that fear goes, and I tell Rocky, I said, Rocky, we just left our comfort zone and we don't know what the hell's going to happen today. And now Rocky's saying, holy crap, you're right. I knew what was going to happen today when I was back there, but I don't know what's going to happen today now that we're on the road. And then Rocky tells Rock, you're Rock, and you say, you're right. And before you know, Rock tells James, and now all of them got the same fear I got from that conversation. And that's what the 40 years was about.
So now you put your four heads together and you come up with the right idea.
Right.
So you have to take away the fear. Yeah. I always tell people, fear is your greatest enemy. Obstacle to do anything.
Nobody's given a spirit of fear. That's something that we do to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
So take away the fear and just Do it.
Right. That's
And watch what happens. The results, and I'm not saying do something crazy. I'm talking about, simple
You're not
things.
saying jump out a window.
Look, let's look. If you don't know how to drive a car and you're scared to drive a car, learn to drive a car.
overcome the fear.
All right.
It's funny you say that because right now, at this moment in life, I'm taking out of my comfort zone. This person right here, he's the one. What I was doing today was setting everything up.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, you got to. Yeah, you got to get out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, he's like, go ahead.
Yeah. Get out your comfort zone.
So when you came in, you saw I was running around.
Set it up. You know what I'm saying? Enough of it. Like, and then now you're learning something new when you're exploring stuff. And
But this show's making me laugh. 'Cause I'm like, exactly.
And I enjoy fear.
Exactly what you're saying.
I enjoy fear.
Look,
I love it.
I got hired by a company from Las Vegas to go meet an artist in Dallas. All right, so they gave me the ticket. They said, we're gonna pay you $5,000 to go do this and bring them to Phoenix, Arizona. And I said, okay, so we need to go. You got to make these stops, go to these radio stations, do all that stuff. Okay. All right. So a good friend of mine hired me. He said, Al, you got the plane ticket, get on the plane and go to Dallas. So I went to Dallas. I got there, and then I'm looking for the guys. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to go straight to a hotel, meet the guys, and start going on the road. And I see a guy. They say, hey, you're Al Pizarro. I said, yeah. He says, oh, okay, cool. Come with me. And I got my bag with me. I said, okay, cool. And I see a big tour bus. Now, tour bus. I'm not talking about a city bus. I'm talking about a tour bus.
Yeah.
So I see the big tour bus. And he says, oh, man, I'm glad you're here, bro. Okay, good, here. And he gives me the keys. And I said, what are you doing? He says, I'm out of here, bro. I'm going to take the next flight out. I'm out of here. You're supposed to take him all the way to Phoenix.
So wait, you had to drive the tour bus?
There you go. I was the driver, the promoter, the manager, everything for him right there. So I call the guy, I said, yo, the hell is this, bro? Bro, I never drove a damn bus before. This is a tour bus. He says, yo, Al, you want to make some money? Yeah. So drive the bus. Drive the fucking bus.
Money is the great motivator, ain't it? He said, you want to make some money? Drive the fucking bus. That's crazy. So you had to drive a tour bus
from Dallas to Phoenix,
Arizona. Wow. That's crazy.
All right.
But you know what? Yeah.
And I did it, and I almost wind up in Mexico. Okay, because
wow.
The whole group was asleep. All right. So now they had their weed, right? They had their weed, and they're smoking their weed, so they're partying. I'm driving, So we're driving stop to stop to stop. And now I'm driving, and everybody's unconscious, and it's got to be about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And I just noticed, like, damn, this road is the darkest road I ever seen in my life. And I'm driving. I've got 1 hour, 2 hours. I didn't see a soul. I said, I didn't even see a light. I didn't see nothing.
Just nothing.
So
just
I'm looking to the left because I'm driving. I'm looking to the left, and I see blankness. And normally you'll see lights, house lights.
There's something.
Nothing. Then I see a glimmer of a light straight ahead, and I said, "Oh, finally, man, maybe the gas station." And I'm pulling up, and I'm getting closer, and I see like gates and stuff like that. Man, this ain't a damn gas station. So I go, "Yo, you guys wake up back there! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!" And then what happened? What happened? This. I think getting closer. I says, "I think we're hitting a border. A border. We're hitting a border here." It says, "A border? A border of what?" I said, "I don't know." There we go. So when I get there, the federales are there.
I think we're hitting a toll.
Yeah.
I think it's a toll. Wait. Federales.
They ran. Now look, where are you going to hide in the damn tour bus? Really, let's get this straight.
Right.
They ran and hid.
Were they jumping in bunks?
Yo, they ran it. When I look back, oh shit! So I look back, I don't see a soul. I'm nothing. Not a bed. No, They were hiding.
Wow.
So I pull over because they flashing. You like,
Yeah.
pull over right here, bro. So I pull over. Man, I was very glad to be Spanish that day. So I get off the bus. Oye, ¿dónde tú estás? ¿Qué tú estás haciendo aquí? I said, holy crap. I said, where am I in Spanish? ¿Dónde yo estoy? I said, oye, bro, tú vas a estar en México allá. So I go and says, Mexico's right there. He said, you can cross through here, you go left. You're going to go to Mexico. You want to go to Mexico? I said, no.
No.
I'm
No
going
Mexico.
I'm going to Arizona. He says, oh, you got to go to the right. Derecho. So they look at me and they said, who you got there? And I go and I said, man, I got a famous rapper.
Right.
Bro, you see the bus.
Right.
You see his picture on the bus.
It's official.
Yo, you got T-shirts? You got hats? Yeah. I blessed them all, bro.
You like promotion?
These other guys were still hiding, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
They're still hiding. I'm grabbing for the box. I put it. Then they say, "No, rapero, no está rapero." They say with the artist, man.
Right, with the
Come
guy.
on,
Yeah. We want to see.
it.
Yeah, we see the guy.
Yo, come on. He said, "No, Al. Don't tell him to come out." I said, "Yo, it's all good, bro. Come on out."
Yeah.
So they come out. And they're signing autographs, they're taking pictures and everything. So we get back on the bus, he tells me which way to go. And they say, yo, Al, we're about to flush everything. we don't know what to do.
And you're like, you do know it just goes to the tank under the bus, right? It's still on the bus. It's not like outside. Yeah.
Fear.
Wow, that is crazy. Fear. Yeah, fear.
That's crazy.
That is, and what's so crazy is that, money is a funny thing. Like, you know what? Drive the bus. You want the money? Okay, yeah, drive the fucking bus. You're like, you didn't even got a CDL. You're like, all right, I'll drive the bus. Okay,
Right.
But that's the trick to this thing. The trick to it is, you might be afraid to do something, but don't let fear paralyze you. Right, because that's what Al's saying. Right, don't let it paralyze you. You know what I'm saying? If you know you can do something, do it. I mean, I used to be paralyzed by flying. I hated flying, and I wouldn't go on the road because I was afraid of flying. I was that guy. You know what I'm saying? And same kind of conversation happened with Lays. He's like, "You want to be broke and stay home, or you want to get on this plane?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Oh," and it was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? And I said, fuck it, I'm gonna get on a plane. And I did that, and then I've been flying ever since. You know what I'm saying? But my fear of flying was paralyzing. Like I would go to the airport, I would get like a deposit from somebody, go to the airport, sit there, and then be like, I can't get on the plane, and then send the money back. You know what I'm saying? Jazzy did that with me once. We went to the airport. We were getting on KLM. We were going to perform in Amsterdam someplace. It snowed a little bit. That's all it did. And that's all I had to see was some fucking snow. To me, the plane is going down, right? And I'm like, well, you know what? We're going home. That's it. And then Jazzy's looking at me like, I said, listen, I'm not getting on a plane. It's snowing. I'm out. We're going to send the money back, which is exactly what I did. But I was paralyzed by that for a long time until finally Lays kind of hijacked me a little bit, once or twice, and then after that, I got accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? And then I started flying. But that really kind of messed up my Sticky in the Hood's career, because when Shake What Your Mama Gave Me was hot, I wouldn't fly. I didn't start flying until 2001. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the deal, y'all. You gotta, I mean, I know we went over, but it was, Al told such a dope story. I'm gonna retell that shit. But at my comedy show, right, coming up next month, right? that's gonna be one of my jokes. Like that shit is so dope. But what do you have coming up in the next 2 weeks, Al? Because I know we got to get out of here, and I think we have an event before the next show, right?
Well, we're doing, like I said, we're doing the parade.
The march.
Right. We're doing a march, excuse me, not a parade, a march. And then after that, September 4th, we're going to do the school, back to school giveaway with Banana Kelly Association.
Oh, okay. Where you doing that at?
And we're going to be doing that on Fox Street in the Bronx.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is check out our website, check out our Facebook and all that to get more information, because it's developing. I know that we're gonna have a DJ. I know we're gonna have graffiti artists. I know we're gonna have MCs and all that stuff there, giving out the gifts to all these kids. And this is one of the things that we're implementing as we grow. We do more things in the community and associate ourselves with different entities to do these things.
Right.
Hip hop has, I look at it as an acorn that just got planted and it's growing. What we're gonna do tomorrow, who knows? But it's your imagination that holds you back. And let me end this. Let me end this with this statement. I talked to a friend of mine. I'm gonna tell you who it is. And he went to Costa Rica. At the time, Costa Rica was ravaged with all kind of different warfare, rebels, all that stuff. So he went there with some acts, and he was managing the acts. He went there with 4 or 5 acts. And this is just to show you the mentality sometimes of what it is in different countries, how our music affects other people. So when they went to pay him, all right, and he went to get his money, they gave him a duffel bag. Now, anybody who's in the military know what a duffel bag is.
Big bag.
It's a big bag. So when he's looking at the duffel bag and he opened up, it's full of money. All right, and the all the guys that he got the rebels escort to the airport with the duffel bag full of money.
Wow.
Just to explain to you how much hip hop concentrated, and I'm talking about something that happened close to 20 years ago. We did that in the middle of a rebel war. Imagine we could do now.
Right. Hey, listen, gonna see y'all in 2 weeks. The conversation will be back in 2 weeks, and Ty Dre should be out of storm mode. So he'll be here, and the whole gang will be in the house, and Gary Fax also. Apparently, 2nd Avenue is underwater, but Gary's at, so he couldn't make it today. So everybody should, the whole team should be back together in the next 2 weeks, and we're going to see you. Ty Dre, anything you got to say before I cut out?
I love you all.
James, what do you got, baby?
Hey, I'm headed back south today, day after tomorrow. And
Well, you don't live here?
I stay in South Carolina.
I was deceived.
Oh, no.
I just been up here with Al.
Oh,
But,
okay.
I want to say thanks to you and Gary, and also Rock and Al, man, for having me out. It's been such a pleasure working with all you guys, and I'm truly looking forward to coming back.
Yeah, listen, anytime. Anytime. That's for sure.
Please
You know
come.
what I'm saying?
Blessings.
I thought he lived there. I was like,
did
what the
I.
fuck? Right?
So too.
I feel duped. I don't know what's going on.
This is my home, Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn.
What part of South Carolina do you?
I'm all over South Carolina, actually, with the organization. We building in different counties. I'm also working with Dr. Brewer down there with the Post campaign, as I spoke about before.
Right.
And she's up in Greenville and Spartanburg, and Bishop Jones is also a part of the coalition.
Okay, all right.
So I got a lot of stuff I got to get back down there
Hold
to
on.
get to work.
Nice. So we-
Now he comes up with all this?
Nah, he said it on the first show.
Oh, show?
And I want to thank you. And, you're welcome anytime. Anytime you want to come back, come back. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to be here. By the time you come back, we should have this whole thing redesigned and something new. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a pleasure.
And I'm gonna let Rob make this announcement about a friend of ours yesterday.
Okay, let me read
Because
this.
you may not know this.
Let me see here now. Hold on. Let me get my glasses on. Let me see. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. 2021. I am on one. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So here it is. I'm going to read it right off. Here it goes. The 2021 BLACK I Am Awards, August 21st, Atlanta. The honoree of that award was Mr. Curtis Blow. Wow, that's crazy.
Nice.
Hold on. Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, the Black I Am Award. That's what it is. Legendary hip-hop pioneer and humanitarian. There it is. And that's how they build Curtis. And that's tremendous. Yo, Curtis, congratulations on that.
Yes.
Hey,
Wonderful.
And you got to come on the show so we can talk about it. There it is. I wish I had the flyer. I'd have put it up on the screen. That is amazing. Ah, look at this. Ah, wow. Look at that.
Let me see something.
Wow. So
Actually,
yeah, pull it out a little bit. Pull it out. It's out of focus. Pull out further. Further. Oh, that's close enough. All right, cool. Yeah, it's going to be out of focus. That's all right. That was close enough, though. So he gets to meet like Joe Biden and shit.
Actually, we worked. He helped worked on the campaign. He was on the flyer for the campaign. So
Okay, so he's part of
that's
that.
just like getting back. So
That's right.
Working with Joe for.
And this is why we say that hip hop has a lot more to go and a lot more to do, and the coalition is the big searchlight. Because look what just happened yesterday, and a lot of people weren't aware of that.
That is incredible.
And it's
And
amazing.
this is the first entity I could say that even announced this
Yes.
at all.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, and not for another conversation. If I got it, the conversation's always gonna be first.
Right.
So I just sent you the photos and everything.
Okay, let me try to put it up. What did you send it in my text?
Yeah.
All right. See if I can do it.
But congratulations to Curtis Bloom.
Yeah, congratulations.
Shout out, Kurt.
Yes, big
And I
stuff,
tell you
big
what,
stuff,
I'll
big
put it
stuff.
up on the other show, and we'll put up this week on the Real Discussion
Definitely.
because it's got to go, and then I got to email it to myself, and then I got to download it, and that's But I'll put it up on the Real Discussion this week.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
we'll play it.
You got it.
So listen, y'all, I'm gonna keep it moving. All right, I'm gonna see y'all. I got some fish I gotta fry at home.
What kind?
I got some whiting. Yesterday, you should have seen the soup I made. I made fresh shrimp soup. I got the shrimp were alive when I got them home, and I killed their asses, and made fresh. Yeah. So
Yeah, you sent a picture to me about that.
yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah. I'm like, look, I said, I just send goofy shit. I'm like, yo, check this out. Look, the shrimp are alive, and I'm gonna cook them. So that's kind of the deal. But we'll see you in 2 weeks, all right? And James, once again, have a good trip back. All right, and I'm gonna ride out with some party music. All right, Ty Dre.
Blessings always.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, Ty, you be good, man. I'll see you when I get back, man. Keep on doing what you're doing, my brother. We one love.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you again too.
All right, Ty.
That is what's happening. All right, you know what? I'm going. What am I doing here?
And Ty, that's a good entry. That's a good exit. That's a good exit.
That's a great exit.
And that ends up.
Shake it, mama. Let me see what you got. Shake it, mama. Let me see what you got. Shake it, mama. Let me see what you got. Shake it, mama. Let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got. Shake it, mama, let me see what you got.